What's going on, guys? I'm super excited today to create a song with you guys that's, using a very odd and cool sample, the London Underground samples. So, Mind the Gap and things like that. That's what I've been assigned, and we're going to somehow take these samples, throw them into Reason Studio's new vocoder, and hopefully make something amazing. I really want to create a track that's ready for this vocalist I've been working with, Yana Mahal. I want her to come in here, write a top line, and then hopefully record a full track over this. So that's what I know my goal is. Other than that, I don't know what style I'm going to be making. I haven't used a vocoder to build a song in a really long time. It's just been an effect I usually put on vocals towards the end. So this is going to be something new for me. So bear with me as we dive right in. Here's the sample.
Mind the gap.
I've thrown it
This train
just into the Mimic
at
Creative Sampler.
Stanmore. Please keep your personal belongings with you at all times. All change, please.
And what I want to do is I want to loop just a section of this so that I could play this out endlessly and then send that into a vocoder and find a chord progression. Mimic is such a great sampler to do that because its looping feature, I think, is the best. And let me show you what I mean. So if I take this, say, for example, when she says this, and I engage the loop, it's not only does it have a great auto crossfade, so you're not getting a lot of clicks, I love how you can really play with the start time coming into it. Really, right there. That's where I want it. I get inspired by this so quickly. Let's just turn on a low pass filter, add a little bit of distortion using the scream effect down here. Yeah, love it. Okay, I'm going to quickly record just one note. All right. And the reason I'm going to do it for only one bar each time is if I play a different chord on each bar, then I'm going to get some sort of harmonic change every time I play the beginning of this, because you got that, it kind of goes blue, blue, and that's going to then go into this vocoder, and what I'm hoping for is cool harmonics. Let's see if I'm right. I'm going to create now a new Reason rack. I'm going to go to the effects section, and I'm going to grab this new BVX Multi-Mode Vocoder, which looks awesome. One thing that I've already heard about this, which I'm excited to play with, is the synth that's built in. When I've used vocoders, especially the Ableton one, you have to not only send an audio source into the vocoder, you also have to send a synthesizer into the vocoder. They've cut out one of the steps by putting an oscillator with, a bunch of different wavetables in there. Oh, cool, and it's got a shaper too. So if I say take an FM, does this change the FM amount? Amazing. Cool. I'm going to play some chords. Let's pick a preset to start with. Why don't we do play big chords, since we're about to play some chords. And then maybe I'll look a little bit more into the vocoder and start building this track. So in order for me to hear any sound, I need to send the sample into this new vocoder. I'll just call this vocoder so I'm not, confused. All right, now if I play it, sick. I want to add a few more notes to this. I'm going to do it while it's playing to make sure that what I'm adding is in key. That, and let's just do an octave as well. Bring these down. Didn't put those in the right spot. Sweet. Okay. Well, that's cool. All right, I'm going to play around for a little bit. I want to turn this into some sort of distorted road sound with a few layers. I'm going to work and meet you guys right back here in a second. So I've got 3 different layers going now. I'll just solo them together. And the first being kind of a true siny Rhodes. And the second two are a little more distorted. And lastly, I think they sound really cool together. I had a lot of fun playing around with the harmonics using the sample coming in. So what I mean by that is, instead of just holding down one note, I'll solo this for a second. Listen when I play this A up here. Really cool. And then I added a couple more sounds from the Mind the Gap sample in. So I took, let me show you what I did. So if I open up this vocoder and bypass it, you'll hear this sample sounds like I just took the gap and did get. But then when I ran it through the vocoder, kind of sounds like a brassy string synth. And then added these effects on top. Let's listen with the other one in also. So now I have definitely the start of the song, and I'm starting to kind of picture where I want to go from here. Let's take a listen really quick, and then I'm going to keep working. So I've added some choir sounds, a couple of reason patches, and then I did a whole lot of kind of obnoxious sounds that what I think with some sidechain over the drums that I'm going to add next should sound cool, I hope, or else I'm going to have to start over. So let's take a look at the choir sounds I've added, then I'll show the obnoxious sounds. Using two different reason patches. First is a... using the grain sample manipulator. I think this was just a preset in it. Adds kind of a cool atmosphere. And then the second one is a choir sound in the friction strings instrument. So, you know, don't think that this is only for strings. If you look through the presets and you play around with this, you realize you can create all sorts of cool sounds with this. It's an amazing, amazing synthesizer. Together. And then if we listen to everything now together there, this is going to probably be for the verse section. Oh, I forgot. I have one Omnisphere choir in here also. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. And then for the drop, this is where I may either be onto something amazing or I might want to throw this in the garbage can. But let's take a listen to these synths I've added here. I have some sawtooths and pads. And then I added these two high synths, which these ones are so annoying, but I think they're like annoying in a good way. Tea kettle. All right, so if we listen to all this together now. Okay, I need to start working on the drums now. I hear exactly what I want to do. I think this is going to be sick. All right, we've got some drums going finally. And I kind of think I accomplished what was in my head. I wanted to get a really quick side chain going around the kick with all the synths. Before I play kind of where the mix is at, I'm just going to break down the drums really quick. So let's take a listen to the drums on their own. Cool. So got this kick. Let's go through it. I got a kick. Really short, punchy kick. I've got a couple different sounds. I have this one kind of shaker loop that I split up. Then I've got a bunch of different hats playing kind of the same pattern. Snare. And then, of course, the 808. Now, I did something interesting, I think, on the mix of this for how I have the synths kind of playing off of these sounds. I generally will do a really short side chain for the top kick, the little punchy kick, and the 808. There's a side chain going on there. I also do that with the synths. But what I did also was I used track spacer on all of the synths so that just the low end was basically side chained against the 808, which really lets the 808 shine. So pay attention to that as I kind of play where we're at. So this will be some sort of an intro. Low cut, or a little bit of the lows are cut on that part. All the bass comes in. It's hard. Sick. Yana Mahal is about to arrive at the studio. I'm really excited to show her this beat. Hopefully she loves it and can hop right into it. What I'm hoping is that she takes a quick listen to it, gets out the mic right there, and just lets whatever come out, meaning kind of like a vocal freestyle type thing. I'm not looking for words, I'm looking for vocal melodies. And then luckily she's a complete genius with words, so she's able to take those sounds and come up with words that not only match it, but really live in a world for the song poetically and emotionally. So let's see if we can kind of recreate what we've been doing together here on this song, and I'll catch you guys in a moment.
You like it, you like, yeah, you like, you like. Something coming that I'm writing it, someone doing that I'm writing it, yeah. Someone going that I'm writing it, someone doing that I'm writing it, yeah. On my right, yeah. On my set I'm right, yeah. Like what am I? Said I'm born at that I'm right, yeah. On my set I'm right, yeah. You were set on right, yeah. On my set I'm right there, like it for the Friday. On my man, on Friday, on Friday, on Friday, on my yeah, on Friday, on my. Don't fight me. Good.
All right, so Yana, in my opinion, completely smashed that. She wrote the vocals shortly after that. We recorded the final vocals yesterday, and I'm just working on final mix things, mastering things, and as I was finishing up, I realized I wanted to use the vocoder a little bit on her voice. So I'm going to show you quickly what I did there, and then we'll listen to the final song. So I found these parts of the hook here, and let me just play it with her hook.
Yeah, I'm shining brightly. That shit inside me. Like what am I? Like you want that shit on time, yeah.
So I basically just grabbed the last half bar of every bar. So it's
Brightly inside me. My like you time, yeah.
And what I did was I ran it through a vocoder using the Wednesday Buzz preset, did a little bit of changes in here, but you can take a look if you want to copy this sound. And I used the chords from the beat, and I threw them onto her voice as kind of like a vocoder ad lib. So if I turn on the vocoder now and we listen, it's going to sound like.
On my Muffin Island, you would pay the price, yeah. On my Muffin Island, all my shit is timeless. Don't mind me, I'm frightening. Inside me, it's frightening. It's frightening. Unsightly. On my Muffin Island.
Cool. So I love that. I'm so glad that I did this at the very end. I think that it actually makes the hook sound bigger and fuller, and I love it. One other thing that I wanted to show you guys was an idea I had for a remix for this, and I may work on this or I may not, but I thought that this was a really cool way to use the vocoder. So I wanted to show you, even though it's not going to actually make its way in the song. What I did was I just chopped up some parts of Yana's hook, mostly the vowels, came up with a little vocal chop loop that sounds like this. And then what I did was I ran that into the Reason vocoder, the BVX, and I got this sound. So it's using those same chords again, and then if I were to turn on some of these effects here, OTT and a little guitar rig, it starts sounding really cool. I love that. I think I am actually going to work on that and turn that into a different song. Something to think about. Vocal chops, vocoders. It's nice. All right, so that's it for this. I'm going to finish up the master on this and play you the song.
You like